everybody, this is Jack with All Streets Gourmand out here at the Little Saigon Night Market in Westminster, California. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. and it runs until September 1st. This market is located outside of the Asian Garden Mall with parking in the back. Stay tuned to the end of the video for a quick walkthrough of the indoor food court. Come join us as we do a deep dive at this Vietnamese night market where we were jonesing for some Vietnamese flavors and looking for some things that are off the beaten path, definitely ones that aren't typically covered at these type of events. Not only are we going to try these items, but we encourage you to do the same. So we did a walkthrough about twice, and we landed on some escargot. So they look like white snails. What we like about these is they will taste like the water that they came from. It comes with a butter sauce and some greens, and we're gonna have to figure out which ones these are. I'll try to get a little bit. It's a very delicate type of aromatic, basically. So we're gonna have to figure out. Obviously, it's Vietnamese. So we'll do a little research after the fact. So I'm going to dump a couple of these inside the butter, and then we're going to give one a try. Snails are very chewy. So as discussed even before I started, snails are going to taste exactly like the medium that they're in. And so this one is a very briny kind of flavor to it, which is, I mean, the snail's very chewy. So if you like that texture, I'm kind of in the mood for that tonight. So it's almost like eating a nice hard jelly. What's really good is the sauce. So the sauce puts a finish on it along with the aromatic. It's blending some very soft tones with it, along with some butter and some heat. So the sauce is actually surprisingly hotter than you would expect. So we're going to sit down and finish the rest of these snails. So the next thing we got was some Logan juice along with lychee. It's almost like a juice with a tea, and you'll see chunks of that in there. This is from Ma Juicy. So it's Modern Saigon Cafe iced tea. So we're gonna give it a go. Now, one thing I wanted to do before we got here, there's a bit of grass jelly in here, by the way. So one thing I'm tasting right away, along with the tea, it's not that sweet, which is great. It's actually naturally sweetened with the lychee and the Logans in there. One taste I wanted to have when you come here on a beautiful night like tonight, we'll have to show you some shots of the sky as sunset approaches, is Asians really know what type of flavors that you want during a hot summer night when it's about as humid as it is today. This will cool you down instantly. So any of the grass jelly drinks, lychee drinks, any of the teas in general are just amazing. So highly recommend this one if you come here, if you really want to cool down very quickly. And you only have till September 1st, so get over here. So the next offering is this beef wrapped in betel leaves. I'm a big fan of betel because they use them in a lot of different recipes. My grandmother used it quite a bit when I used to visit the Philippines, and so I have kind of an affinity for it. It's a very sharp leaf, but once it's cooked, it actually mellows out quite a bit. So wrapping it in beef on a skewer, it's grilled on a wood stove, so it's going to have a lot of flavor in there. As you can see, it's topped with nuts, along with some scallions. It comes with a side of cooked cabbage. So we're going to give this one a go.
The sweet takes a meal.
Yeah, the beef is quite good. It's got the Vietnamese kind of flavoring in there. So I'm sensing like some lemongrass. The betel leaf as a wrap is actually very interesting because, again, it mellows out. It's not as sharp with the flavor once it's cooked and prepared. So I've never had a combination like this before. It's really good. The sauce itself is very spicy. So at first it has almost like a sweet and sour feel, and then it starts to get a lot more dark and sharp with its heat. So it's a really good combination here. If I can get it the right way, if I were sitting down, I would actually take this off the skewer. I wouldn't be eating it like this, but we're making do. There's not a lot of seats here tonight. So overall, really delicious, something different to try. All right, so we found a little tight space here to operate in. So needed a bench for a little bit to sit down and kind of enjoy the food. So the next items that we got are razor clams and a balut. So they're from the same stand. People are very assertive here to make sure to get your attention, which is great because if you're on the fence, they're going to really make sure that you're not on the fence any longer on anything. So we're going to try things out here and we're going to focus on the food and we'll show you each item. So here we have the razor clams. Now, much like the snails, what's interesting about razor clams is they grow in a shoot. So they're elongated pieces of protein. You have a lot of these aromatics here. Look up in a second. You've got scallions and a really delicious kind of seasoning here. So there's my perfect bite. Yeah, definitely. You taste the medium in this case. It's a little bit more funky than the snails, where the snails are very clean. Again, I appreciate that. In this case, I am tasting a bit of a river kind of flavoring to it. So the next item we have is a balut. So these are fairly infamous, but they do sell them quite a bit here at this particular night market. And what it is a matured egg. This looks like a duck egg by its size. For those of you who are not aware what a progressed egg is, it is actually the bird, in this case a duck, before it is a fully realized one. So I would prefer it actually more with a rice, but in this case I'm going to try it raw. So you're seeing me do something for the first time. I'm going to put a little lime on there, as they suggest. We don't do that in the Filipino culture, but when in Rome, in this case Little Saigon, let's do what they do. They have some of this delicious salt seasoning. It's done very well. And I have a little of this aromatic in here, so we're going to go for a bite. Any fans of the movie Alien, you might recognize this creature. Okay, I'd be remiss to show you the shot with me eating it. You might think there's trickery in there, but no, I am going to eat the balut. Now, this looks quite good. Now, I don't think I really typically eat duck balut. In fact, I don't remember a time if I have. It's usually chicken. So different flavors. It's just a mouthful of protein. So you should try it if you've not had it and you're adventuresome enough to do it. I actually kind of recommend it because you're getting some proteins that you normally wouldn't get. The last thing we're going to get tonight before we walk out the door is a bit of something sweet. This is durian ice cream and a pandan waffle. And I can smell the pandan from here. It's also got a little chip in here, much like a stroop waffle. So we're able to go. For a lot of you that don't know durian, it is the smelly fruit. But it lends itself very well to sweets. In fact, there's bits and pieces of it in here too. So if you can see that in there. Very fragrant, but very delicious. I mean, especially on a warm night, this is actually quite tasty. All right, so we're actually back in the Asian Garden Mall on the second floor just to kind of admire things. It's Really nice mall, actually, for being such a small one, but it's got a lot of rich history. I know it's appreciated by the community, so it's really kind of cool to be in here where kind of have access to things. It's not as packed as the last time we were here, so I feel like we can move around a little bit more. So yeah, we're signing off here from the Little Saigon Night Market, again running through September 1st.
Let's not just sit here like.